Hey guys, first of all, thank you so much for checking out our little podcast, You Meet in a Tavern. We're going to play a little Dungeons and Dragons. And if you don't know what that is, or if you think, man, that's some really nerdy stuff, well, you're probably right. But if you don't know what that is, basically Dungeons and Dragons is like an active story that where the basic bones of the story are told by me, the dungeon master, and the innards and the guts of the story are kind of told by the characters that play in it. So we've got three people kind of set up, three buddies from different backgrounds, and they're pretty funny dudes. And we're just going to try this out. They come from different experiences with Dungeons & Dragons. One that's never played before. Others that have played a little bit. So we're just really looking to have a good time and go on a quest together. And we hope you enjoy it. I know we're going to have fun. So again, thank you for checking us out. If you like what you hear, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. It's YMIATavern. YMIATavern. You meet in a tavern, and use the hashtag the Taverncast. So we're gonna try to put out episodes every 2 weeks. You can expect something new. All right, I guess that's my little PSA to start us off. Enjoy the quest. See ya. So why don't we roll initiative to see who wants to introduce themselves first? So Kirk rolls a 13.
3.
I rolled the 19.
All right, Bryan, why don't you go ahead? Go. Well, why don't you say what your name is and what is your experience with D&D, if you have any?
My name's Bryan. I have very little experience with D&D. I am expecting to die right away.
All right, this will be a great podcast then. Kirk, why don't you go ahead?
Kirk, I've played a little bit of 3.5. I don't know, what are we playing, version 5 now?
Yeah, we're doing 5th edition.
Playing version 5, first time doing that. I will be your halfling monk, Tug Mugbar.
Nice. Yeah, we'll get to character stuff in a minute. Jamal / White Boy Chris Tinsley.
My name's Jamal / White Boy Chris Tinsley. I have no experience playing Dungeons and Dragons, but lots of experience with other nerd shit.
All right, perfect. All right, so why don't we get into players, who you guys are playing, your characters, and then we'll kind of get this thing started. So let's see. Bryan, you want to go first? Tell us who you're playing.
I'm playing Karl, a human paladin. I am the youngest child of my family, and I was obligated into the paladin order.
Wait. Pause. I might edit this out. You do have a younger brother. We decided this.
No, I don't want him. Oh. Let him be Derf's.
He's dead. He died since last time.
Okay, fine. Can I have a little sister?
Yeah, whatever. I might have to change some names now, but we can say you have a little sister, sure. No, actually, it's perfect. Let's do it. All right. Karl has now. Your name is Karl with a K. Is that your
Karl with a K?
No, but your last name is with a K.
Right.
Now, what I thought would be funny, if you're Karl with a K, but actually spelled with a C.
That's so cool. Now he has to change all his documents and paper.
No.
All right, scratch that.
Okay, no, we can do it. Let's do it. That's fine.
I mean, get out the jumbo eraser, because we're changing a lot of stuff.
No, because then I got to change all the Twitter and the Facebook profile and whatever. It's fine. You're Karl with K, actually spelled with a K. Keep going. Tell me about your background and stuff. You have a younger sister
Karl
now.
with a K. I'm a human paladin. I'm the youngest male of my family. Therefore, I've been obligated into knighthood.
Sweet. Let's do a Tug.
Okay, so Tug Mugbar, Halfling Monk, a thriving or striving to be bartender, but is currently just a barback at the local pub. Very angry little fella.
Very
That's
angry
it.
little fella.
That's as deep as I went.
Well, see, the good thing about this is, I told these guys to come up with characters like that were fresh out of college. So you guys, especially you, Jamal, who are a half elf, you don't really hit puberty until like the ripe age of 65.
Just like in real life.
Just like real life. So you guys can kind of develop characters as you go on, because you don't really know who you are just yet. You know what I mean? So, all right, go ahead, Jamal. You're up.
My name is Derf Turftoe. I am a half-elf druid who was previously a burglar, perhaps still a burglar, likes to steal from rich people and give his gains to worthy causes.
You're like the Robin Hood of druids.
Yeah, something like that.
I love it.
Yeah, except instead of having like bandit-related skills, he's a druid.
Right.
Well,
He's
his
like-
causes are animal
He's
shelters.
he's the roguiest druid of them all.
Staunch
of
PETA
Jamal.
supporter,
Right.
Derf Turf.
Turf toe. All right, so we got a druid, half-elf druid. We got a halfling monk, barback, and we've got Karl with a K, who is actually spelled with a K, who's got a younger sister named Jill. So, we'll just before we start this adventure, this quest, I just want to say a couple things, house rules. So, I don't know if you guys have really gotten like real deep into your characters yet, but we're going to try to do a bunch of role playing. So, if you come up with some kind of character voice, that would be sweet. We'll make it a little bit more immersive than just yourself talking. All totally up to you. I just think that's a good idea. When we're in like combat and we're attacking, I want you to kind of explain your attack, not just, I'm going to hit it with my longsword. Like, tell me how you're going to do it, where you're going to hit it, that kind of stuff. We'll get into more rules as we go on, but those are kind of the first couple things I wanted to say right off the bat. So, I guess I should introduce myself too. I said I'm the DM, Joe. I've only really DM'd one other game. I do want to work, and then I also did the Lost Mines of Phandelver, the starting campaign that you get with the starter set. So we got a little bit of experience, but not much at all. So we're kind of all new to this. Just kind of looking forward to having fun and seeing what we can do. So, all right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. So let me read you a little background of where you're at. Yeah.
Did you want me to square away the questions I had about my character sheet now or after we go through that?
What? And so it begins. The guy who's never played D&D before. All right, why don't you do that now? We'll do that now. Because, I mean, we're going to answer questions, I guess, as we go on. And probably...
And they're all going to be from Jamal. Derf is going to have
all going to be from Derf, and they're all going to get edited out. No, I wouldn't mind just keep some in. I mean, this could be a learning podcast. People could learn how to play a D&D by us.
Wow, that is a lot of pressure.
Learn how to play it poorly.
Right, very poorly. All right, so why don't you... what's your question, Jamal?
So basically what I did after, if this gets edited in for our listeners, after we did our practice run through, which was a fucking disaster.
I had to save them. I had to use my DM godlike skills like 3 times to make sure they only got hit with a 1 attack damage.
Right.
It was fine.
I decided to switch my attributes around to make myself a little less killable.
Right.
So I switched my dexterity and intelligence, and I'm just a little unclear on how that affects my saving throws and my skills, because that was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
So your dexterity modifier, and next to your skills, you'll see this little grayed out part that says Dex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and a lot of them they say whatever ability kind of ties with that skill. So your modifier is going to go in that box, and then when we created characters in your character sheet, it told you what skills you were proficient in or which ones you could pick, and you filled in that bubble. So those skills get that modifier on your ability, but then you add 2 for whichever ones you're proficient in. So say your dex is +3, and you pick sleight of hand to be your proficiency, you would get a +5 because you would get 3 for your ability and 2 for your proficiency.
And then for saving throws, I get druids have intelligence and wisdom, which means you get
+2 to your saving throws.
+2 in those automatically.
Yep. Same thing as skills. You put your ability modifiers.
+1 intelligence, which means I have 3 intelligence for my saving throw.
Correct.
3 for dexterity and 5. We're on the same page.
Spot on.
And then final question is, because I changed my dexterity, my armor class, my armor, what is it, AC? Armor class changes.
Yeah.
How does that work? I have leather armor, which let me get to that.
Yeah, if you look in the player's handbook, it'll tell you what leather armor is. Looks like leather armor that's light, so it's 11 plus your dex. That's your AC.
So that would give me 14?
If your dex is +3, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not as big of a help as I had hoped, but that's okay.
All right. Is that end of Jamal question time for now?
Are we ready?
Yeah, I mean, let's say sure.
Are you ready to meet in the tavern?
What kind of meat is it?
He's got jokes. All right. Are you ready?
We did.
Yep.
Okay. Background time. You guys are in a town called Woodhaven. I'll read you a little bit about it. The rutted King's Road leads to the foot of a broad hill that holds the walled village of Woodhaven. The village is nestled in the northern foothill of the Hagedorn Peaks. The walls are weathered stone topped by defensive palisades. Small thatched homes stand around Woodhaven, each fronting a small piece of farmland or pasture. Beyond the farms to the north and west lie the dark, misty woods, and to the east, tall mountain peaks. The population of Woodhaven is predominantly human, with a scattering of dwarven families and a handful of individuals from other common races, such as halflings and elves. Most villagers have never traveled beyond the village vale. The majority of villagers are farmers, though the walled heart of Woodhaven employs various craftspeople as well. The nearest town is a 5 days ride to the east, but wagons occasionally travel through town, causing villagers to excitedly gather in the market square to hear news of the outside world and to buy new and exotic goods. The knowledge you have of the world outside Woodhaven is limited to the tales you hear at the annual Harvest Festival, where merchants from around the world visit Woodhaven to sell their wares. Over the years, you've heard tales of mystical mountain ranges that reach above the clouds, vast deserts that span the edge of the world, horrifying creatures that lurk in deep ocean waters, and an evil that lurks far below the ground beneath your feet. So, the story begins with you guys in a small tavern inside the town of Woodhaven. The tavern is named the Leaky Toad, and I suppose, Tug, you probably bar back here on your working.
Yeah, I'm working right now.
The town is bustling with activity as everyone is preparing for the Harvest Festival, where merchants from around the land come to sell their wares. So this is basically, the Harvest Festival is basically like it's a big like flea market. Merchants from kind of around the within like 100 miles of Woodhaven come, and everyone really looks forward to it every year. It's kind of like got like a carnival atmosphere. There's games, there's shops, there's all sorts of stuff. Tug, you're just getting off work actually, so you've been working kind of all morning, and Derf and Karl, you guys decided to meet up at the tavern to see him off work and have some quick beer before heading out. Karl, your younger sister, we'll call her Jill, kind of follows you guys around all the time. She's kind of a tomboy. She's got like short black hair. Likes to follow you around. She usually wears like a long dusty coat that she found in your all's attic, like a wizard's hat. Carries around a like a wooden sword, and she's only about 8 years old, so she's just running around the tavern, flitting about the room, ducking around like bar stools and starting up chat with some of the other customers. So Tug, you just got off work. You guys are just kind of sitting there by the fireplace, waiting to start the festival. What are you drinking?
Obviously, getting off work and being the resident leaky toad professional, I walk over with a couple pints of their finest toad sweat ale.
Is that an amber?
And I say it's brand new in special glasses. You have to lick the glass before you take a drink, kind of like a margarita. If I can use New World references.
Sure.
Lick the salt, and then you have a drink. It's weird. There's just a film on the glass. It's not any, like, salty consistency stuff. So that's a sweaty toad, or toad sweat, or whatever I called it. And that's what we're having. And I'm already
Have you been, like,
wasted,
drinking with the patrons?
I partake when I work.
You do, like...
My work is a pregame
like,
for my evenings.
You get a shot, I get a shot kind of thing.
So I'm pretty much... I couldn't operate a
well,
wagon right now.
That's good because you're not going to be operating any wagons. You guys, you're drinking on the sweaty toad? Or what did you call it? Ball sweat toad drink?
It's a sweaty toad. It's a sweaty toad
right.
now.
Okay, cool. So you guys are kind of imbibing. You're a little tipsy. It's been a couple hours since you've been there. Feeling pretty good. You ready to do some festival shit?
Hold on, is Jill here with us?
Yeah, Jill's just kind of running around. She kept coming up to your table asking if she could have some drinks, and Karl, as the like protective big brother, was like, no, Jill, just leave us alone. Go do your whatever thing.
Let the record show that when I walked up to the table and she was sitting down, I did push her out of a chair and took her chair.
Okay.
Let the record show.
Great, fantastic. Karl, how do you feel about that?
I allow it. I mean, she's really annoying. I just keep her around because somebody has to keep an eye on her.
Yeah, okay. Good. Sweet. All right, so, you guys finish up your last gulp of Sweaty Toad.
I licked the glasses to make sure we got all the slime or whatever it was, film.
Tug takes a nice little lick of all the glasses left over. You guys start to head toward the door. Jill sees you and kind of runs after you, trailing your heels. And you open the door to the streets of Woodhaven, and all you see is activity. You see there's big, bright tents that have been pitched up in the town square. You see a bunch of different shops and stalls for games and food and shopping. There's a bunch of kids running back and forth through the alleyways. Jill doesn't really seem interested in that. She kind of wants to follow you guys. I think she looks up to you. You see like jugglers and dancers on the street, attracting the attention of like several mobs of people, and most of the people you know. I mean, you've lived in this town your whole life. The shop owners and the people that are selling their wares and running the games you might have are not used to seeing just because they're from out of town. But you know most of the guests or the townspeople. A few stalls immediately catch your attention. You see a large green tent to your right that looks like it's holding dozens of like cages of various sizes, coming from which you can hear like a conglomeration of growls and barks and chirps and stuff. Near this tent, there's a large wooden wall that's covered in targets. You see an old man running around, running some sort of dagger throwing game. Opposite side of the street, you see this old woman hovering over a few tables of like knickknacks and obscure items that you've never seen before. So I'll let you guys decide kind of where you want to head and what you want to do.
I vote for the cages.
Yep. Seconded.
Yeah, the druid wants to go see the animals. All right, so you guys walk up to this big tent, and you see all sorts of creatures like you see like birds and rabbits and a few things that you've like never seen before in your life, like four-legged things with beaks and strange like feathered tails. And this old lady. Oh, by the way, I guess we should have figured this out. Let's just say you guys all have like 5 gold pieces. Like you spent a lot of your money at the bar, and you guys have just a little bit left over. You weren't really preparing to do a whole lot of shopping. You mostly just wanted to drink and have fun. So you guys have about 5 gold pieces. So yeah, this lady approaches you when you guys walk up to the tent. And she's like, hello, how you doing? What are you looking for today? I've got plenty of magical beasts and mystical creatures that you might be interested in.
So do we like fight him? Tug is asking this to the lady. Do we fight him? Is that what we do here?
No, you don't have to fight them. They're for keeping and safely. I'm not going to sell you anything you're going to beat up.
How do we win this game? How do we win the game then?
It's not a game. I'm selling these things. Do you guys want anything, or are you just here to bother me? You guys look like kind folk. Would you be interested in maybe like a parakeet to keep you company? Maybe a small newt.
Do you have any lions?
No, fresh out of lions. Last one got taken this morning. Sorry.
What is the most exotic animal that you have?
Did you just become British? Is your character British
I most
now?
certainly did. I'm the man of 1,000,000 impressions.
Oh, impressions! I love impressions. What's your best impression?
That costs 2 gold pieces.
Oh, right. Oh, you want 2 gold pieces for? Well, I tell you what. You do your impression, and I'll pay for for how good it is.
What would you like an impression of, milady?
I've always wanted. Could you? How about? I don't know this place because this is a fantasy world. But will you do a Scottish accent, please?
I don't do that one. That's the one I don't do.
The only one. Oh shucks. Well, just throw anything at me. I'm open. Let's hear it.
Well, what'd you like to hear? I can go out and bear some hay.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. What is that?
The druid.
The druid? The one that's next to you?
Yeah, he likes animals. He came from the farm.
Oh goodness, it's embarrassing for you, I guess. I tell you what. I tell you what. As a party, I'll let you 3 decide. You can have any of these beasts just for that impression. I'll give you any of these beasts. Let me list them off for you. What you can afford here. I'll let you
Afford
pay
it's
me.
free.
No. I'm still going to ask for a little bit of gold. I mean, the impression was good, but fuck, it wasn't that good. Give me a break. I'll tell you what. You can have. I've got this small, 2-inch tall white tawny owl. I've got a small newt, or I'll let you take this rat I found by the sewers this morning.
What was the first one? I don't know if it was me or you, but you cut out for a second.
It was a small, 2-inch tall tawny owl, little white thing.
Yeah, those all sound terrible. Can we not have any of those? Can you just pay us for the impression?
Okay, fine. What do you say, Druid?
Let me ask you this. I have a cantrip called. And this is a question for. This is a question for Joe, not the shopkeeper. I have a cantrip called Druidcraft, which lets me do distracting shit.
Okay.
Can I use that and then steal the rat?
New plan. I'm just going to try and steal the rat.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you want to try it, what kind of distraction? You have to roll something, or you just make a distraction?
What happens when I do Druidcraft is whispering to the spirits of nature. I create one of the following effects within range, and the relevant one here is create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect such as falling leaves, a puff of wind, the sound of a small animal, or faint odor of skunk.
So wait, let
So
me
your
get
face
this straight.
farting in her face.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I would like to create a
farting on an
small
old
puff
lady.
of wind on something nearby, which will make a sound, which will distract the shopkeeper, and then use my stealth and animal handling, which I'm proficient in both, to steal the rat.
Okay. Well, I'll let you try it. I want to say, just first of all, you're in a tent full of animals, and you're going to make a small puff of wind noise. Like, that's going to be something that she's going to be like, oh, shit, what was that?
She only has to turn away for a second. I have
Maybe, like, are you
excellent
going to blow it on,
and
like,
sleight of hand.
her neck? Is that what you're going to do? Like, okay, so you're going to... Well, okay, but
Here you go. Hold on, Tug's got an idea.
All right, I want to hear
Hey,
it
Derf,
because
come
the
here for a
animals
second.
the animals are like locked in cages, so it's gonna have to be more than a sleight of hand check to blow a small gust of wind and unlock a cage and take a rat out real quick.
And the
I
cages
try and throw a dagger and kill the rat, so we have nothing to steal, so we can move on.
Okay.
What do you think about that, Derf?
I wanted to steal the rat.
Listen, you guys have
She's
5
not gonna
gold
sell us
pieces.
an animal now.
You can just buy the rat without killing it. You want to just do that?
Karl, let's get out of here, man.
I can't allow you to steal anything. It goes
All right,
against my moral code.
The whole time you guys are...
Since my compatriots are lame, I'll just buy the fucking rat.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. I was overhearing you guys talking about killing it, and I don't know what was happening, but fine. Yeah, give me your 5 gold pieces. Here's your rat. She hands you a cage and this like little like scroungy dark brown rat. It's about like 5 inches long maybe. Is kind of scurrying around, but you take it with you.
Okay,
and
real
she
talk.
says-
Tug tries to steal the money that
No.
Derf just gave to the old lady.
She says, "Okay, get on your merry little way now. Go do something else."
Nope, I have
I
sleight of hand.
distract
I'm
the
going
old
for it.
lady to help Tug steal the money back.
Okay, all right, Tug. Go ahead, give it a shot. Roll a d20.
21.
God damn it! All right, as she turns around to kind of like go back to other customers, you reach into her back pocket and take the 5 gold pieces back. Now, do you do this? Do you tell Derf you're doing this, or you just
No, of
want
course
10
not.
gold pieces?
Of course not.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. So you guys, you walk out of this tent. You still see across the way this lady with a bunch of knickknacks, and then kind of to your left, there's this dart throwing game. Jill has been watching this whole time, just kind of following you guys around, not saying anything.
I think we should go to the dart throwing game.
Dart throwing game? Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Okay, all right. You guys
I'd like
walk
to
up.
bring Jill along with me.
Of course, yeah. Jill is kind of like trailing at your heels no matter where you go. So you guys are going to head over to that dart throwing game, and old man sees you guys kind of approach his little makeshift like countertop that just goes like right above Jill's head, and says, step right up, try my dart throwing game. Hit the right target and you win a prize. Who's ready? 5 gold pieces apiece, a throw. Who's ready?
I am ready, good sir.
Oh, let's see those
And
5
not
gold
only
pieces.
that, I would like to make a wager.
A wager, say? I could be interested. What do you mean? What kind of wager?
I have my younger sister Jill with me.
Yeah. Yes.
I have 5 gold pieces. I bet my 5 to your 20 that if you put an apple atop her head, I will hit it with said dart.
Are you well, they're daggers. They're not darts, but okay.
Dagger? You said darts?
You did
That
say
seems-
darts to
If
say.
you
That
have
seems-
darts, I can throw darts, I can throw daggers, I can throw anything!
These are. I wouldn't want to harm your little sister. These are actual sharp, real daggers. I'm gonna go ahead and decline that wager. That sounds pretty dangerous, and insurance and liabilities and whatnot. Can't be responsible for that.
Coward.
Well, potato. You want to try the game anyway?
I suppose.
Okay,
How
all
come
right.
this guy has the same voice as the animal lady? This is suspicious. It might be the same person.
Oh, wait.
This guy.
Was I doing that? Okay.
Tug isn't falling for it. He knows it's the old lady, and he tries to pull her wig off.
Oh, what are you doing? Stop. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Like I was saying, dagger game. Yes, okay, here's a dagger. There's 6 targets on the wall behind me. You are going to throw your dagger at one of the targets, on a randomly selected target, behind one which lies a great prize.
I choose the smallest target.
That would be... They're all the same size.
Give me 2 daggers, and I will hit 2 targets.
Well, then that's 10 gold pieces. You really don't understand how this game works, do you? Okay, 5 gold pieces, 1 target.
Daggers
Got
or
it?
what?
Okay, all right, here's a dagger. So what you're going to do, Bryan, is you're going to roll... I'm sorry, Karl, with a K. You're going to roll a d6, and I'm going to roll a d6, and if we get the same number, you're going to win a prize. You ready?
So just roll a d6, not my modifier?
Roll a No, you don't add a modifier to
Oh,
target.
I have a modifier.
You just roll a d6. Roll a d6.
I got 1.
Okay, I got a 2. So you hit the first target on the top left, and you hear this bam, bam, bam noise. Oh, sorry about your luck. Anybody else?
I demand another dagger.
Well, that's 5 gold pieces. Thank you very much.
I have daggers. Tug has daggers. He slips him one.
What did you say?
Tug has daggers. I slip Karl with a K one.
You don't have my daggers.
Throw the dagger.
I throw the dagger.
You throw the dagger, and it hits a target, and nothing happens because it's not this guy's dagger.
Tug elects to not do anything more here because it's super lame, and he wants to go see the knickknacks.
All right. Well, actually, Jill is kind of standing by Karl's side, and she looks up, kind of peeks her head up above this counter, and she says, hey, can I give it a try? And she actually pulls 5 gold pieces out of her little dress. She's like, I've been saving up some money for this festival, and I would love to try your little game. And he's like, well, I guess 5 gold pieces is 5 gold pieces. Here you go. Why don't you give it a shot? Just toss it, and we'll see what happens. And she hits the target in the kind of center bottom level of this, and you hear this ding, 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 ding. And he says, we have a winner. We have a winner. Very good, little girl. And he pulls out of his, church festival apron a coupon, and he says, I tell you what you do with this prize. Right across the street there's an old woman, and she's selling a bunch of knickknacks. This here is a voucher for 1 free item under 10 gold pieces. You kind of doubled your money there, you see? And she says, oh, thank you, sir, thank you. And she's just beaming with excitement about beating her brother and winning this prize when he lost.
Karl sucks.
All right, so you guys leave this guy, and you cross this street to this woman, and she says, let's try to do a different voice than all the other two. She says, oh, hello, and welcome to my store. I've got plenty of things for sale here. What were you interested in? And Jill, from behind you, Karl, she holds out her voucher with she's just so excited to do this, and she says, "I get one item under 10 gold pieces, ma'am." And she says, "Oh, that's great." Well, then she directs her to this spot on the table where there's a bunch of old dusty stuff, nothing that's really looks like it's worthwhile. And Jill kind of scans the area for a little bit, looks over a few things, and she points to something that's kind of in the back of the table. And it's this long wooden box, very plain, just like an oak box with a lid. And she says, I want that, please. And the old lady says, oh, I actually just found that this morning on my way in. I suppose if it's there, I have to give it to you. and she takes the voucher out of her hand, and Jill grabs the box and goes like running off down the street with it, just super excited.
I laugh at her scampering away, and I slap Karl with a K on the back. I was like, what a great plot device she was. and I look at all the other cool knickknacks on the table, and I'd like to see if I spot anything shiny or anything else of interest.
Okay, why don't you do a perception check?
All right.
Roll a d20.
5.
A 5.
So I just went blind, essentially.
Yeah, you see a table and everything's just blurry on it. So you're like, shit, I forgot my glasses.
My glaucoma's flaring up.
Right. All right, good deal. So you guys kind of like go in and out of a bunch of different other places throughout this festival. Find some more beer and shop around a little bit. Tug, you think you could spend your 10 gold pieces on anything, or you want to like keep them?
I'm gonna hold on to them for now.
All right. So yeah. All right. Cool. So you guys are finished. You eventually run across Jill because Karl, you're supposed to be kind of like keeping an eye on her, and she's still like clutching this case. And as you kind of walk up to her, she opens it and she pulls out this big piece of like parchment, this big rolled up piece of parchment. And she's so excited to see what it is. She unrolls this parchment and it's completely blank. It's just a big, just blank piece of paper. And she kind of looks a little disheartened, but she's still got a sweet wooden case. So she puts the paper back in there and closes the wooden box up. And kind of follows you guys back to Karl's house, where you guys spend the rest of the evening kind of like laughing, joking, talking about the day, and you eventually kind of have a slumber party and fall asleep.
Hold on. Before we fall asleep, I'd like to do something in character.
Okay. Tug cracks a cold one, and you sleep. All right, so you guys, you wake up the next morning, kind of groggy from being a little hungover from last night, and you walk up into the main living space and you see Karl's mother kind of like pacing back and forth, and she's looking real concerned, and she says, do you know where Jill is? Do you know where Jill is?
Probably dead.
Well... That's nothing to joke about, Tug. Karl, you were supposed to watch her last night. What happened?
We came home and she went to sleep.
Go look in her room. She's gone and see.
Fine, I'll go look in her room. Jeez.
All right. So you guys go to Jill's room and you see basically her like wardrobe is kind of like broken open, and there's some like clothes hanging out. And do a perception check. Why don't you do a group perception check? Everybody roll a d20.
4.
I got a 4.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you guys all got 4s?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
We're a group. We stay together.
You all collectively run into the door
How does
as
that
you
work?
walk into... What did you say?
I have 3 because of my modifier in perception, because of my wisdom.
Yeah, you add your perception.
Before we leave her room.
So did you roll a 1 or a 4?
I rolled a 4.
Okay, so it's 7 total.
Yeah,
okay.
So you take your roll and you add your perception modifier.
Okay. And when you guys said 4, was that with your modifiers or with... I'm just trying to figure out how we do this.
Yep.
So you guys
Modifier
both...
already calculated in.
Wow,
Hold on.
That's a good
So
start.
this is our perception modifier?
Your perception modifier is on your skills,
No,
on your
it's
character
literally
sheet.
in perception. So what's it say next to it? Wisdom?
Passive wisdom.
No, up. Right, up. Here you go. Down. P for perception.
Right there.
Wisdom. Okay, what's your wisdom? 2?
Yeah.
So you rolled a 4, 6.
6. Okay.
All right.
So always say the number, like, with your modifier already worked in. That's the number you say.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so...
7, 6, and 4.
All right, so Derf, you actually spot on the ground in her room, kind of on the rug, you spot the wooden case open, and you kind of see the parchment paper that's been kind of like sprawled out on the ground, and there's a big piece ripped out of it, and you actually see writing on it that you didn't see yesterday. You see the whole thing is kind of filled out with this map of it looks like Woodhaven from what you've kind of seen in books around, and it's the area around Woodhaven like you've never seen it before, and the piece of the page that's ripped out is right where the Misty Wood is, which is just north of the city. Dogs barking. You hear wolves in the distance. So this Misty Wood, you guys know because as like kids, you guys hung out and used to like go there and do some like pretend adventures and stuff.
To the leaky toad.
I agree. We need to have some drinks and figure this whole situation out.
I'm going to wander to the Misty Wood. You all can go to the Leaky Toad if you wish. I'm going to search for Jill.
Yeah, your courage is going to be up on a couple sweaty toads. True or not true, Druid?
I agree.
Way to weigh in there, Chief. All right.
So 2 against
to the
1.
forest.
You guys run into the leaky cauldron, grab a couple sweaty toads real quick, and then you head to go find his missing little sister, you assholes.
And we feel much better, though. While the dagger man is distracted by Tug and Karl, I would like to rob him.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Okay. This is going to get edited out. Let me just make this clear, because this is not going well. You guys are not thieves or murderers. You're like good, drunk, college-educated people. We can't just continually rob everyone you see.
Please edit this into the end of the podcast, like after our exit music.
Okay, can we just play like without trying to steal everything, please?
I haven't tried to steal anything yet.
But my profession is burglar.
But you steal from the rich and give to the poor. These people aren't rich. They're like traveling merchants.
But he was being a dick.